shores of Lake Michigan for the Midwest Jetski Nationals. We're about 30 miles outside of Chicago, where thousands of spectators have gathered to watch jet ski action at its best. The shoreline here is a popular spot to beat the heat, and it's a great spot to relax and take in the professional aspect of what has become one of the fastest-growing recreational sports ever. But today, they're not here to participate, but to see the best in the sport and what they have to offer. This is the 7th stop on the IJSBA World Tour, and all of the top pros are here to gain points and prestige toward the World Finals in October. And leading the race toward a third straight World Championship, Jeff Jacobs with 325 World Tour points. Currently in second is Victor Sheldon, a surprise on the tour, with 252 points. Here's two-time world champion David Gordon. He's tied with this man, Larry Rippenkroger, another former world champion. In the pro women division, rookie Christy Carlson continues to dominate the tour. She grew up in the Chicago area. She's on home turf, but she's closely being chased by defending world champion Brenda Burns. And here we are in Chicago, a toddling town, but a very popular spot on the tour. Let's check in with Bruce Cernstrom, Executive Director of the IJSBA, on today's event.
Chicago's been an excellent site for us. This is actually our third year here, second year at this location, and it's been a fantastic location. The riders love it. It's a great for spectators. We had about 20-some thousand people out here today, and we're really excited about Chicago. We're looking for a terrific turnout at the World Finals again this year in Lake Havasu. Of course, these races are leading up to that, and all the riders are earning points and positioning for the World Finals. So we're looking for a tremendous finals and great racing as we had here again today.
We've already had some great racing with a lot more to come, but first let's take a look back at some highlights of the Pro Superstock division held earlier today. On the pole position and taking the whole shot was number 56, Victor Sheldon, but right behind him is David Gordon and Jeff Jacobs. There were two qualifier races before this final, and David Gordon won qualifier number 2. Victor Sheldon won qualifier number 1, which of course gave him the pole position. Just 2 weeks ago, Sheldon was in 5th place on the tour, but he put together strong finishes over the last 2 tour stops. He comes into this event in 2nd place, and only Jeff Jacobs keeps him from his first Pro World Championship. Victor was last year's expert world champion, but the Superstock was not to be won by Victor Sheldon. He negotiated the log jump, but drives over the next buoy, causing him to circle around it, clearing it, and giving the lead to this guy, David Gordon. Once Gordon had the lead, he would not let it go. David Gordon, a former 2-time world champion, has had a tough battle this year, slipping to 5th in the World Tour points. Gordon has done well this year, winning Superstock motos and qualifiers, but today was his first Superstock overall victory of the season. And as David Gordon brings it home, his left hand goes up in victory, and with that victory, 20 tour points. Victor Sheldon, 2nd with 17 points. Jeff Jacobs, 3rd with 15. In the pro women's division, it was defending world champion Brenda Burns taking the win into moto number 1. The women's racing featured 2 motos, which compiled points towards an overall winner instead of qualifiers and a final race. Christy Carlson finished 11th in moto number 1. In moto 2, Brenda again had the whole shot. Christy Carlson with the horsepower, but she carried too much speed into the first turn and couldn't hang on. This year has turned into quite a battle between these 2 young women. Christy Carlson showing the drive and determination to go after Brenda's title. Brenda kept the lead through the first 4 laps, but going over the log jump, which is new to women's division this year, Brenda submarine allowing Christy to take the lead and the 2nd moto win. But Christy's poor finish in moto 1 gave the overall to Brenda Burns, and Brenda was able to cut Christy's tour lead by 6 points with just 2 more stops in the World Final. In addition to the racing, we also had the freestyle competition. It's a great break in the racing for the competitors, and no question about it, it's a crowd favorite. As expected, the duel between Gordon and Rippenkroger was hot and heavy, with last year's freestyle champion David Gordon again displaying tremendous control over that 250-pound jet ski. David, tied with Rippenkroger for the tour lead, does a little backward barefoot and finished the routine with a submarine and 44.8 points out of a possible 50. Larry Rippenkroger, not to be outdone. Larry, another former world freestyle champion, riding not 1 but 2 jet skis. He finished the routine with an unorthodox submarine. We'll lose him for just a second, both he and the jet ski, but he pops out of the water and goes into a headstand to take the lead with 45.7 points. but for the second week in a row. It was Scott Watkins with a nearly flawless routine. Watkins, currently fourth in pro freestyle with 65 points, put together another great routine. Scott puts in a lot of off-season freestyle practice at his home, and his home, by the way, is in Hollywood, Florida. And Scott Watkins, out of Florida, once again walks away with a freestyle win. Check out his scores. He bulldogs the Jetski, 46.3 points, and that's out of a possible 50. Well, all that was earlier in the day, but now it's time for the Pro Modified Final. This 11-lap final has Harry Gocher on the pole position. Next to Gocher, Sheldon and Jacobs, and they go to the first buoy. Victor Sheldon looks like he is going to get the whole shot, and Jeff Jacobs will drop into second. Gocher third. Chris the Fish Fischetti is currently running fourth. Out of the first straightaway, it is Sheldon with a slight lead, but Jacobs is right on his tailpipe. Sheldon won qualifier number 2. Gocher won qualifier number 1 and the pole position. But it is Sheldon right now with the lead. Jeff Jacobs has yet to win today. But you got to believe that he has got his sights set on Victor Sheldon, the rookie pro. They can complete lap number 1 as they encounter the log jumps. And it is back out now for lap number 2 of this 11-lap final. It's going to be grueling. Who can survive the test of strength and stamina? We'll find out in a bit. Victor Sheldon with the lead. We'll be back with the conclusion. West Jetski Nationals, I'm Mike Chamberlain. We're already in lap number 7 of this 11-lap final. Jeff Jacobs currently in second place behind Victor Sheldon. Jeff has been just a few seconds off the pace set by Sheldon this entire race. And the number 1 you see on the back of that blue jersey belongs to Jeff Jacobs, 17 years of age from El Cajon. Here's the guy that he's chasing. He's a rookie pro, wears number 56. His name is Victor Sheldon, and he has electrified the entire circuit all year long. Look at the speed they build up on that back stretch, and then they're going to lean into a left-hand turn. The red buoys, left-hand turns. The yellow buoys signify right-hand turns. And as we widen out to a wide shot here, Victor and Jeff on the left side, they're going through the S-turns right now, and they will head out for lap number 8. But there's going to be a problem in this lap because some of the slower riders are now getting in front of Victor Sheldon on boat number 56, so he's going to have to encounter some of them as he weaves his way by them right now. And there's a good example of one of the riders gets hung up, and that hangs up Sheldon. Meanwhile, Jeff Jacobs is nearby, and Victor Sheldon finds an inside lane. Number 1 is Jeff Jacobs right on his side, and they drag race along the back straightaway. Jacobs keeping the power on, but it looks like he is not going to beat Sheldon into that backside turn. Whoa, there he goes. He finally passes Victor Sheldon. Well, as the cause of it, though, he went way outside, and this time he actually bashes into the jet ski of Victor Sheldon, but Sheldon comes out clean, and Jacobs is going to have to go back and pick up the buoy one more time. So there's Jeff Jacobs. It got mighty heavy in there around that backside buoy. Let's take a look at it again. You see Jacobs try to swing inside. As he does, he goes way to the outside. Well, that opened up the door for Victor Sheldon, and then Jacobs stands on the jet ski again as they come to another turn. Look at him. He just bashes right into the right side of Victor Sheldon, falls into the water, but Sheldon, with that upper body strength, powers out of it, and Jeff Jacobs had to go back and catch the buoy. Whoa, hot racing here in Illinois. And we are back to live action in lap number 9. Victor Sheldon in the lead along the back straightaway, but Jeff Jacobs, even though he missed that buoy a while ago, is now in hot pursuit once again. Here's a good angle as they come right at you now through the S-turns, and they lean side to side as they encounter all these buoys, and they'll make a hard left-hand turn coming up here and head for that front straightaway. There's the left-hand turn. Notice how he dropped the left foot in the water to stall him long enough to find the line in through the turn. And again, but there they are, side by side again. A lot of white water. It's getting awful choppy in there. Victor Sheldon still the lead. Jeff Jacobs chasing him as they head over the log jump, and they collide and touch jet skis one more time, nose to nose. But this time, the defending world champion Jeff Jacobs comes out with the lead, and Victor Sheldon is chasing him right around the buoy. This is jet ski racing at its best. Look at the two noses of these jet skis. They could not be any closer as they power down the back straightaway. Jeff Jacobs drops into the water, loses control. Victor Sheldon slides right on by and is taken over the lead, so the lead has changed hands 2 or 3 times on this lap alone. But that number 56 boat belongs to Victor Sheldon, who, by the way, looked over his shoulder and tried to get a bead to exactly where Jeff Jacobs is. Keep in mind, Jammin' Jeff Jacobs is a 2-time world champion and is 17 years of age. But here is the leader, number 56, Victor Sheldon, who will now have to encounter the log jump, and he did so successfully. He makes a left-hand turn, but right on his tailpipes is a teenager from El Cajon, California, on the number 1 boat, a 2-time world defending champion at 17 years of age. Victor Sheldon now working the backside of the course, the straightaway, drops the foot into the water, signifying that a turn is coming up. And indeed, he slows down. There it is. He'll hang a hard left-hand turn, and he's being chased right through it by the number 1 boat of Jammin' Jeff Jacobs. So this thing is getting tighter than a new pair of shoes as they now work the far right side of the course, what's known as the S section of the course. They weave in and out of it, and Sheldon hangs a left-hand turn, works the front section now. One more left-hand turn, the white flag comes out. We have 1 lap remaining here on Lake Michigan. Sheldon with a rather graceful lead at the moment, but all that can change with 1 mistake. And that's one thing that Victor Sheldon does not want to do right now. As he heads for the far right side, he'll hang a left-hand turn and gets an eyeful of that blue jersey of Jammin' Jeff Jacobs, who's chasing him. And this is where Jacobs has been able to pick up time on this back straightaway. And look at the speed these guys build up. These machines get up to 40, 45 miles an hour. Sheldon leads the way through that outside left-hand turn. Here they come again, and it appears as though Jacobs is picking up some speed, finding some horsepower, drops his entire body into the water, and look at him, he runs over the buoy. It counts. He'll make a left-hand turn, and he is challenging Sheldon for the flag, but it is not meant to be. Victor is victorious. Victor Sheldon winning here on Lake Michigan in Illinois, takes off his goggles and throws them. This is one happy young man, a rookie pro, and he just beat a 2-time world champion. And he's so happy he can hardly keep his hands on the handlebar. He brings it to shore. There's his crew waiting for him, and he flat falls backward into the water, gets back up onto his feet. A high five for the crew chief. And as you look at this final turn that actually set it up for Sheldon, we'll give you the final results in the Pro Modified. Sheldon with 20 was first. Jacob second with 17, followed by Goetzer and Fischetti. Let's go down to Victor now.
This is my biggest win ever, I think, because, you know, staying in front and then being passed by the world champion and coming back, you know, it takes a lot to do that. This is definitely my best race ever. I feel great. I mean, I don't know. I just feel great.
Well, that is one happy young man. And to Victor go the spoils. He takes his helmet and just throws it behind him. Then thinks better of it. Says, wait a minute, this thing costs $150. He gets his helmet. And here's the runner-up, Jeff Jacobs.
I think the key was just hooking up. Those lap riders play an important role in a long race, especially like that in rough water. And I think the best rider can work his way through them the best. And I think the key was getting by the lap riders the best and the fastest. And Victor did a really good job at that. And I just tried to stay in his wake and get by him just like he did. And we're doing a little brawling in between. So I think the key was just getting by the lap riders.
I'm Mike Chamberlain. That's going to do it from Lake Michigan and the Midwest Jet Ski Final.